all worked together to carefully clear the fallen tree. But then suddenly they heard a loud crack. Another palm tree had been damaged in the storm, and it was about to fall onto the side. Hurry, urged Mona. Let's push it away from the nest. Everyone gathered around the broken tree. They used all their strength to push until it finally snapped and fell. We did it, cheered Mona, breathing a sigh shy of relief. The next day, Mona and Grandma Tala were dancing with the ocean waves when Mona saw something move in the nesting grounds. Grandma, look, she said excitedly. Lolo's eggs are hatching. They watched as the baby sea turtles made their way out of the nest. When a seabird swooped in and tried to capture one of the baby turtles, Mona waved her arms and Pua, wait, chased the bird away. Mona and her friends protected the newborns, determined to see that each and every one made it safely to the water. Later that day, when Mona and Pua were windsurfing, Lolo and her little sea turtles swam around them, paddling and playing together. Mona smiled. She felt great knowing that she had helped Lolo's sea turtles, and there was no better way to celebrate than by enjoying the ocean together. Yay! Finished. Did you like it, Ma? Do you want to read another story? Which one? This one? Okay. এখান থেকে পড়তে হবে. Billy's flight. Wow. Billy and her father, Maurice, are on their way to Paris to visit the French National Library. Yeah. Billy couldn't wait to explore all the books. Maurice chuckled. All of them? I hope we'll have enough time.
You don't have a chocolate.
Yeah. But the journey would take a couple of days, so they planned to make stops along the way to sightsee. After a few hours, the first day, the travelers reached the country inn where they would spend the night. Egg volley, cheese and warm bagels, the landlady announced when all her guests are settled. Morris happily thanked her for her hospitality, but Bella's attention was caught by a young woman who was busy writing in a notebook. What is she writing? Bella wondered. Maybe an adventure novel or a fairy tale.
No, I want it.
Okay. And then came the perfect chance for Bella to find out. The writer accidentally dropped some of her pages on the ground and didn't notice. You dropped this, Bella said, returning the papers to the mysterious writer. Thank you, the girl said. I was so focused on my travel journal that I didn't notice that had fallen. A travel journal? How amazing! Bella exclaimed. Where have you traveled? The girl smiled and joined Billy and Morris at that table. Her name was Sophie. I have visited every town in France to search out wonderful inventions, she said. Billy was amazed. What is your next destination? She asked. England. I'll show you how I am traveling there, Sophie said, heading for the door. She led Billy and Morris to a meadow, where she was keeping an extraordinary vehicle, a hot air balloon. দেখছো এটা হচ্ছে একটা hot air balloon. Okay. Billy and Morris wanted to know everything about the balloon, so Sophie showed them how it worked. I built it myself, she explained. Why don't you join me for a short flight? Billy and Morris were thrilled. They scrambled into the basket and took off with Sophie on their first balloon flight. The world seemed so small from up high. The clouds are moving in fast, Sophie pointed out as they flew higher. Oh, I think a storm is on the way, Morris exclaimed. Large raindrops soon followed. I have never flown in a storm, Sophie called. We better land. Billy shouted over the wind. Billy and Maurice held on tightly while Sophie turned the fire down to start the descent. But as the balloon lowered to the ground, a gust of wind pushed it toward a tree. A branch sliced open the canvas. Whoosh! The balloon plummeted to the ground. Sophie was upset that her hot air balloon was ruined. Don't worry, together we can fix it, Billy reassured her. When the skies cleared, Billy, Maurice, and Sophie got to work. They sewed, weaved, and hammered. Soon the balloon was as good as new. You saved the day, Sophie said. As thanks, she gave Billy and Maurice a special gift, the blueprints for her contraption. When we go home, we can build a balloon together, Billy told her father. But first, let me take you to Paris, Sophie exclaimed. Soon, Philip and his wagon on the road to Paris, but this time with special flying guides. When they finally entered the French National Library, Belle couldn't believe her eyes. There were books on every subject. She couldn't wait to start reading. First on her list, travel journals, then books on flying, then maps of the world, then anything and everything. তুমি ফিডার খাবে? মিল্ক খাবে? ওকে